This video is an encouragement to recognize what your intuition has been telling you all along. It's time to leave that survival mode and yield. If you've been feeling exhausted, feeling like manifesting has become a chore instead of something exciting, then this video is for you. You do everything right and there are no mistakes. And there is no way for you to mess up your manifestation. I just want you to know this. No matter how much resistance you feel right now towards these words, I am now speaking to you. And know that the journey is the destination. Hi, I'm Marta and welcome to my channel. So you feel exhausted because you efforting so much and you probably don't even realize how much energy it actually takes. Let's just talk about how to get to the good feeling of manifesting, how to feel energized by the process rather than drained, and more importantly, how to approach this in a way that brings instant results. Because here's the thing, you are literally an all-powerful being of love in this lovely meat suit, here to experience an amazing life. And yet, most of us just choose to focus on fear, anxiety, and lack. Can you see how backwards this is? What we focus on is what grows in our lives. So where do you place your attention? Here is a little pick-me-up and reassurance. You're in the right place and all is happening for you as it should. You can relax. All you desire will happen for you, no way around it. And if you've ever felt drained while manifesting, then you're definitely not alone, because we all experience this at some point. It's like trying to run while wearing those invisible ankle weights. You're pushing forward, but their extra resistance makes you exhausted. And that's exactly what happens when you manifest from a place of effort rather than flow. When you feel exhausted, it's because you're working against yourself. And you live in a state of waiting and just anticipation instead of living your life here and now, in the eternal now moment. Think about times when you've been so absorbed in something that you love to do that you lost track of time. It felt effortless, right? So that is what alignment is. You were in flow. Now think about the time when you had to force yourself to do something that you didn't enjoy. Time just dragged, you got distracted and maybe even procrastinated. You found every excuse to put it off. That's misalignment. And that's what's happening when manifesting feels hard. And here is the good news. Both of these experiences are valuable. They're feedback, information, and data. But data on its own is useless until we take it and interpret it and draw certain conclusions. They show you whether you're flowing with life or fighting against it. And efforting suggests lack of trust as well. Like you feel all is just on your shoulders and up to you to make it happen, taking it all in your hands. And that's a lot of responsibility. It must be tiring. We are taught that the more work we put into something means we will get the results faster. But in this case, it's actually the opposite. And I want to be clear. There is nothing wrong with you if you're struggling. In fact, it's perfect as it is. But it's also a sign that it's maybe time to shift just ever so slightly. You got into manifesting because you wanted to feel happy and fulfilled and peaceful and change your life. But what you found instead was just frustration and doubt, right? That's not right. And you can turn this around for yourself. So not to sound too dramatic, but your human needs you. You need to take care of your human self, because when you choose yourself, everything else around you also starts to choose you. So your priority should always be to feel good. And I know what you're thinking, but I will feel good when I get the thing, when I get my manifestation. That's why I'm doing all this and putting all that work to just actually get there. And first of all, give yourself this total radical acceptance and understanding that what you're feeling is totally valid and here for a reason, an internal reason, because resistance is effort pushing towards something that is just bulky and heavy and cumbersome and maybe should remain where it is. It shouldn't be pushed like a wall. So everything is a feedback if you allow yourself to see, and it's trying to communicate to you that you're misaligned. And here is what most of us in this manifesting community miss. The instant result you're actually looking for when you find manifesting is feeling good right now. Postponing your joy until you get that thing is actually an act of self-limitation. And if you love someone, you want them to be happy just here and now, right? So do the same for yourself, not just as lip service to the concept of self-love, but by actually practicing it, because self-love is a verb. And you see, efforting drains you. And ironically, it slows down your manifestation. But I don't want you to be frustrated, burn out, or lose your faith in the law, because it's always working, whether you enjoy its results or not. So it's better to do it consciously, right? So you, the human version of you, don't really manifest anything. The actions you think you just have to take to get what you want, especially when they come from this place of fear, only manifest more of the same fear. It's like trying to push water uphill. It doesn't work and it's just exhausting. And it takes a lot of power. Misalignment takes more of your energy and leaves you drained, doubtful, and yearning. Instead, we need to shift from efforting to feeling, conviction, and yielding. Just complete surrender and trust. So I don't want to give you some fancy 5-step program to get there, because it's actually all very simple. So just give it a try and just a couple of times and experience it, because these practices are experiential. Reading about it or watching thousands of videos about this even only satisfy your rational brain that the action has been taken, while no actual progress occurred because you just watched it and didn't actually experience it. Be the practitioner of the law. Because when people say, just relax, enjoy, create peace, a mind that never experienced that has no idea how to approach this or even what it actually means. How does it feel? This is why you have to experience it to understand. Otherwise, it will just forever be just this foreign concept to you. So start today and work these into your life. And here is how I started. So I don't want you to change yourself beyond recognition, because you're whole and perfect as you are. And only a direction of your efforts need to change just a little bit. I mentioned before in this video that self-love is a verb, right? So whenever you feel the need to act and effort towards something to get your manifestation, it's the energy you feel. So you have to kind of consume it, but just pour it into yourself and see what happens then. Don't change what you do, just redirect it slightly. Use this energy on yourself. And what focusing on yourself and self-love actions are for you is just up to you. It can be just more rest, creating more art, just some spa days, hours of meditation, treating yourself to your favorite meal, reading for hours, taking some time off and travel. Only you know what really helps you focus on you. We relax into the energy of being instead of doing by shifting from masculine energy to feminine energy. So from yang to yin. If you're constantly in your masculine, pushing, forcing, taking action, which often stems from fear, you're going to burn out. That's survival mode. That's what makes you feel so tired. And when you feel tired, you're more inclined to be anxious and disappointed. And there is always a reason for these things. But the reason itself doesn't really matter, because the cause is always you. Think about it. Some people believe that being in a relationship will make them happy, but then 6 months into one, they're unhappy because of the relationship. So was it the relationship itself that caused their feelings of happiness and then unhappiness? No, the cause is always inside of us. Our interpretations, our filters, our beliefs, the meaning that we assign to things and events. So find a symbol that will remind you to just rest in your feminine energy. It could be some piece of jewelry, for example, some bracelet or a pendant. And whenever you look at it, treat it as just a cue to slow down, ground yourself, and just be. Feminine energy also means feeling, just leaving your head and entering your body. It's an art of noticing, feeling, and observing. I had this realization recently while sitting in a library trying to write a script. I was just stressing out, feeling uninspired, frustrated that it just wasn't flowing. And then it just hit me. I was in this beautiful place, surrounded by all this knowledge, all these books, with the soft murmur of life happening around me and the library staff. But in my mind, I was trapped in resistance. It felt like I was stuck inside my thoughts, like unable to unsubscribe from them, like I couldn't escape my own mind. It's always there and outside of my control, right? But then I realized like I actually can leave it. We just don't see it most of the time. And the way out is through those two things that are always here for us at all times. So first thing is your body. It's always with you, right? So instead of being stuck and just being in your head, drop into your body and notice how it feels. Where do you feel your emotions? Just by shifting your focus to your body, you start to move energy rather than getting trapped in it. You can always just breathe to ground yourself because your breath is always there for you, like your personal metronome. And the second thing is your awareness. No matter where you go, your awareness is with you. You can either react to life or you can witness it. And the more you choose to witness instead of react, the more peace you will actually feel. You're only the observer of emotions and feelings and sensations and perceptions. You are not them. Because they come and go, but your awareness is always there. So feel this simple yet really powerful and comforting fact. With this practice, radical acceptance also comes along. You don't have to like what's happening. You don't have to give it a meaning, but you can accept it just like you accept the fact that, the sky is blue and humans breathe in air. And even though you don't have to meditate, meditation is that thing that shifted my perception more than anything else. And it did it totally and absolutely. It's how you create that 15 to 20 minutes of guaranteed stillness every day, where you focus on yourself only. And nobody else matters at that time. Only you and your awareness. And if you focus on your awareness long enough, you will feel this expanding, a sensation of leaving your body. You are no longer that human with problems and, uncomfortable emotions, but a faceless, formless, floating being of love. You can distance yourself from all that you feel as a person and come back to your body as someone less attached and more keen to see things in neutral light. And from this state of mind, with the distance, you can finally see solutions clearly because standing in front of the Eiffel Tower isn't a good way to appreciate it in its entirety. But if you move further away from it, you can clearly see it in its majestic wholeness. It gives you the perspective that you need. And self-observation. Notice where your attention goes, where your mind wanders. Collect this information about yourself. Like a scientist. I like to set timers during the day for a check-in just to see how I'm doing. I also have a journaling practice. I encourage you to start writing because once you lay your thoughts and emotions on a piece of paper, they become more tangible and you can look at them from this outside perspective as an observer. And you can also look at the person who wrote these things with love as you would with a friend or a family member or someone you love. And write freely without judgment and from the inner world. Just don't filter it and don't judge yourself. Just let it flow and be authentic with yourself. So how do we effortless? Recognize where you're leaking your energy. Create space for stillness. Get out of that survival mode. Know that you're always safe because this is your world and it's okay to feel anything you feel because no emotions or feelings can slow down your manifestation. You can literally decide where you place your attention from today, knowing that what we focus on is what grows. Would you rather see techniques, efforting, lack, negative thoughts, and anxiety grow, or would you prefer to focus on the good stuff in life? Love from within, gratitude, peace, and fulfillment. When you do, these things grow in your life. Because the more you allow yourself to flow, the more life flows to you. So today, not tomorrow, choose ease over effort, peace over anxiety. Choose to feel good now, not later, as an act of pure self-love, not because of reasons or stuff that you just got, but because you are. And watch how everything else starts shifting in your favor as well. Thank you very much for watching. That is all for today. I know that this video will be helpful. Subscribe to my newsletter and explore more free resources in the description box below. These are the videos that YouTube think that you should watch next. And remember, you are brave. You are loved. Be kind to yourself. Bye now.